uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it to. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Bushkin. Today's video is sponsored by Pubg Mobile. Thanks very much for the big ticket items, you grubs. Now, we're going to be talking about TPP solos, and particularly, I'm going to talk about some tactics and some general stuff, but I want to talk about circle rotations. When you should go center circle, when you should hug the edge, and when you should really go for the jugular. When you want to rip in and get the kills is when you want to go center. This window, by the way, excellent Hacienda del Patron for picking people off. I've got so many kills out this window, like it's like a never-ending loop. Also, look out for the early game here where I accidentally pick up a 4x and then another 4x and put them both on my ARs and go down and just have a horrific time trying to kill a bloke with two 4x's at 10 feet. Let's keep moving on. The whole point of this video is geared towards this circle stuff. I get asked a lot about this because I do have a lot to say on the subject, so people think I might actually know what I'm talking about. More fool them. But I'm joking. I do spend a lot of time thinking about this stuff. If you're in solos particularly, it can be a lot easier to maneuver through circles. The reason being for that it is a harder thing for you to be picked up by one guy than it is to be picked up by a squad. Still, there are dangers to going center circle too early. One of them, most of all, is the circle can really shift a lot between, say, the third rotation and the seventh rotation. And despite the fact that you might have been absolutely dead center of the circle at the very start, you end up being well out of it by the end. Which brings me to my next point. When you want to go center circle is when you want to play aggressive and when you see a huge advantage to it. You will see in both these little next bits of clip, I am right on the edge of the circle and I'm basically doing what I always do, which is after I land and get geared up or have my hot drop or whatever, I start running the edges of the circle and looking for targets of opportunity. There's obviously a drop over there. There's been a whole bunch of people firing off and all that kind of thing, and I'm going to get the bloke there at the end. Nice little headshot, tap, tap, taparoo, and Delucia 666 goes down and we go up to go get our loot. Constantly I'm on the edge of the circle. My whole philosophy here is that being on the edge of the circle is the best place to be. You're always rotating, you're always mobile. There is a lot of people that will be rotating in on the edge of the circle or getting left behind or struggling out of the blue that you can clear. This kind of thing means that you basically can watch the edge of the circle wash up the detritus and all the people are stuck out in the middle and you can then work over them. I also have seen that there's a flare gun there, right? But there's no flare weapons. In fact, there's no 3 vest really that's unharmed or anything. I'm thinking what often happens in these situations, and there's like 5 or 6 boxes, is someone will pull the flare up, but then everyone will rush you, especially if you're near San Martin, Hacienda, Power Grid, that kind of thing, and you end up getting pummeled, but you don't actually pick up your flare gear. So I'm looking around to see if there's anyone left, because a lot of people turn up to this. I see a bloke right on top of the hill there. We're going to hit him with a nice headshot from the N24, which allows us to rotate down. Then we're going to push him. We're going to do our thing. And this is all just good quality footage while I talk you through my big talking points, which are really important. You're going to see as we get towards the end of this, I notice that there is a particular rotation I can make that puts me in a wonderful position, and I immediately snap to it, despite the fact that it is a rotation that could cause me all kinds of trouble and is through the middle of a late game circle. I take it because you've got to really got to weigh up the risk and the reward factor here. It's massively important, and there is very little risk if you are clever at running the edges of the circle. This has been illustrated all over the place that if you run circle edges, you can go deep into the late game, picking up kills easily along the way, having gunfights, getting gear, picking up more stuff, and then eventually you turn up and you're in a great position late game and you can do good things to bad people. The risk versus reward thing is particularly tough for a lot of people in the player base to get their heads around. You don't want to go to the center of the circle if it's just a wide open plane. Like, there's no real value for being center circle there versus outside of the circle. And here we go, we're going to check that crate because I'm like, that guy did not have the gear either. He had like a Winchester and an M4. There's the crate, and we go down and voila, there's an AWM in it. So it's always worth thinking your way through the loot that you're picking up. There's the 3 vests, there's an AUG, there's an AUM. I'm going to stick with the M4 and the AUM. Be very, very happy I did. Again, I'm now moving to the western edge of the circle, and I'm going to places that give me cover on both sides. So I'm circle edge, circle edge, circle edge. We're probably down to about rotation number 6 here, 5 or 6, and things are looking pretty hunky-dory. Everyone is moving around. There's lots of players dying. It's going through Picado, and you don't want to rotate late through places like Picado. There are lots and lots of people. I see a VW bus coming down the road here, and we're going to start getting stuck into him, hit him with some M4 fire. There is also a car directly underneath me. My Murado's pretty banged up, and I'm always on the lookout for a replacement vehicle. We get some nice shots in there. Headshot included, but don't really get the clear. And then we smash the VW bus, and he's managed to get just far enough away from it now, and he's probably got that full heal in already. So, well, he's going to try and get up the mountain, and he throws some smoke to distract me, but we end up just clearing the target anyway. Things are working wonders with the 4X at the moment for me. I don't know why. The 4X is doing very well. Here he comes on the left side of that van. If you watch that, tap, tap, taparoo, happy days. The big boss goes down. Bruce Lee style. And then we always check behind us. We watch for people rotating in on the edge of the circle, like this. We're holding, and we're rotating late. And voila, there he is. Bloke in a buggy, and we actually don't get this guy. Now, I've had lots of issues lately with the angle grip on the M416. It's not been doing great, but I can't really blame the angle on that. That was just one of those things. We just didn't get hit enough. Hit him plenty, but not quite enough. And we're rotating to just the edge of this circle because we've got a minute left, basically. We've got plenty of time left here. Now, I'm going to show you, this is the moment where you decide. When the circle's about this size and you see a landmark that you can absolutely smash from. On the top right side of the circle there, the northeastern corner, there is a ridgeline that overlooks Picado. There will be a lot of people that rotate down the hill from the east. To my right now, as I go up there will be a lot of people being forced out of Picado, and this 10 is going to shrink down very, very quickly, and you can hear, because people like to get up on these ridge tops, and this is absolutely gorgeous in terms of late game rotations. This is when you start moving to points of interest, whether it be center circle, whether it be circle edge. If you see a place that geographically gives you a big advantage, you hit that. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We drove right through the middle of what was quite an angry circle at the same time as everyone was starting to compress in so that we could get what we consider to be a very good piece of real estate in terms of risk versus reward. So that bloke up there, we've traded. I know he's only going to tap out, so he's going to DMR. Here he goes. And we get a headshot. You never trade with an AUM, man. Like, it's just absolutely insane to trade with an AUM. This bloke's driving around in his car. There's smoke everywhere. And you'll see where I am. There's no mistake. I'm here for a reason. The tree on my right is just torture for people who are trying to get shots on you from the right. It makes it so difficult to get a clear shot. And it's one of those happy little accidents with the map design that makes this such a key spot. Like, this is one of my most favorite spots on the map. Look at all the carnage that's going on up that hill. There's people everywhere, and there's people on my right too. This is another thing. If you're rotating in on the edge of the circle, see this guy here firing off his gun? He is right on the top edge of the circle, and he's quite happy there. No one's shooting at him. Now I'm going to headshot him, clear AGM bot, but that tells me that if he's out there like that, doing that kind of thing, and we get another headshot in TWG X Carl, then it's very, very unlikely that there is anyone else on that right side. There's one down there. There's probably a couple in Picado. I'm feeling like this is a great opportunity to rotate a little bit closer in on the next move, which we've got to do very, very shortly, to an area of the circle where I can keep everyone in front of me. And again, these are these same ridge lines out here. I love working this territory. This is a great space for you to run any kind of solos because these ridges give you so much cover and there are so many permutations in them. You can lie down, you can move around. Look at this, everyone's in front of me. I'm pretty confident my right side is safe. The bloke that I saw down there in the smoke is going to have to rotate in late. He's fighting someone in Picardo. I don't know who it is that wins this one, but all I know is that they're running in the blue on a road in front of a bloke with an AWM. And as far as I'm concerned, that's bloody good news. And again, we've rotated to the fringe of this circle, to the most dominant position. And altitude is what it's all about. There we go. We just needed a body shot there. No need to be fancy. The last bloke I actually let rotate all the way up above me because I was a smartass and I wanted to get a headshot on him, but I'm an absolute grub and I missed it. So there you go. The secret sauce from the whole video is basically you want to rotate edges until there is a massive advantage that you feel like you can grab and take advantage of, and then you shove yourself in there. You've got to make sure the risk is worth the reward. Like that position there that I just went to, which is a wonderful position. Knowing the maps is important. You can't just do this if you don't have any map knowledge. Like it's a waste of your time. Otherwise, you end up in the middle of fields and things. You're looking for altitude, you're looking for cover, you're looking for all kinds of, you know, whether it be urban areas outside a field, whether it be the only house left on the map, that kind of stuff. And I can't tell whether that's hill glitching or what. I really struggle to hit those shots when people are above you on hills. It can be very, very tough. And we end up, this guy's just basically been the last bloke left on the map. But we've killed a lot of the better players who are coming down the mountain and rotating and gunfighting, and we've just ended up with a very nice, easy chicken dinner. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I certainly enjoy playing solos when I get the chance. It's not very often. And if I'm honest, I wish I played them more. I wish I could get more FPP solos in, but queues are real. Look, lots more content coming down the pipe. Lots of streams coming this week. Stick around for those. Please leave a like. Please share. And as always, stay safe on the battlefield. Bye for now.